Recently, I was lucky enough to fish an incredible lake in the heart of France called the Sanctuary with my mate Alex. At the beginning of the trip, we had set ourselves an overall target of a 30-pound fish between us, but we could not have prepared for the action we had that week. The Sanctuary itself is two very special lakes, and we had booked to fish the 15-acre lake, which was the bigger one of the two. The lake is home to some incredible scaly mirror carp, and not to mention scale perfect common carp, along with some rather large grassies as well.
So to give you a bit of a breakdown of the trip so far, guys, me and Alex set out at 11 PM on Friday night to head towards Folkestone to catch a crossing we had booked at 3 AM in the morning, which was going to take us straight towards Calais. Where are we going then, Alex?
Allez français!
Allez français!
Just chilling.
And then from Calais we headed down through France in all winds and weathers, with only one stop around halfway, and arrived at the Sanctuary for 1 PM.
And since then we had a walk around. We got here about 5-10 minutes early. There's 5 of us fishing the 15-acre lake in total, so there's plenty of water for each angler to go at. We all settled on swims. We didn't have to do a draw. Everyone was happy with the swims that they chose. We chose swim free, and because we were fishing it as a bit of a team, we're fishing in the same swim, we wanted preferably a swim with a lot of water to go at, which with swim free we have. We split it in half. I'm actually fishing the left hand side of the swim and Alex is fishing the right hand side. So Saturday evening we were both absolutely shattered from the trip down, as you can imagine, but I was really keen to get the rods out, and I wanted to find some spots that I was confident in chucking a bait to. My right hand rod, I managed to find a spot 20 wraps out towards the right hand side of the island, and my middle rod 16 wraps towards the left hand side of the island. That's about 15 yards off of the island. And then my left hand rod I've popped in the margin just down to the left of me, just in front of swim 2. There's no one fishing there, and Adam, the owner, said that it's always worth having a rod down in the margin, because at night the fish will come in close and feed pretty much right under your feet. So that's what I decided to do, and I put 12 spawns of bait over at each spot just to get the fish in the area, get some bait out there, and wait for those fish to come to me. And it was obvious that the fish were in the area because they were crashing over all 3 of the spots. And it wasn't long before both my rod and Alex's rod was away, and we were playing some absolute cracking fish. Well, there we go, ladies and gents. First fish on the French trip, and a 21-pound, 15-ounce grass carp. Got to take off the sling as well, but what a way to start. I was taking on the middle rod on a snowman rig, and that was one of a double take. Alex just had a common as well around the 12-pound mark, but that is my first ever grass carp, and what an absolute cracker. Right, let's get a few pictures, and then we'll slip her back. So moving on to this morning, it was a very quiet night to begin with, and then at 7 AM in the morning I was into this very hard fighting 23-pound 9-ounce mirror, a very angry carp at that. Well, there we go, first morning of the trip. Woken up at 6:30 to this 23-pound 9-ounce beauty of a mirror carp, and what a fight it put up. Took me all over the lake. It ended up being a 15-minute scrap, but what a wake-up call that is, and what a result for the first morning of the trip to the Sanctuary. Well, there we go, second fish of the morning, and that time on the right hand rod. And the snowman seems to be doing the business, because another beautiful mirror, probably around the 13-14 pound mark, not going to weigh it, but what a lovely fish. Well, there we go, seems like the fish are properly on the feed at the moment. 20 pounds 3 ounce, and that was one of a double take. Just got this one in the net, and then my middle rod screened off. Get in. Well, there we go, guys. Me and Alex set ourselves a target of 30 pounds, and that's 29 pounds and 14 ounces, I believe it is. And what an absolute cracker. That's a new PB, easily a new PB. And look at the size of it. What a fight it gave, and what an absolute unit of a fish.
Well done, mate, on your new PB.
There she goes. Well, I've just dried off after getting absolutely soaked after smashing my PB, 29 pound 14 ounces, with that absolute incredible scaly mirror carp, and absolutely chuffed, absolutely over the moon that I've smashed my personal best. That's what I came here to do. Hopefully we can get ourselves into a 30 pounder as well at some point during the week, whether that's me or Alex. I hope one of us gets to see a 30 pound carp, but absolutely incredible. I'm going to get the rods back out. There's both spots now working, my middle rod and my right hand rod, just off of those islands, just off that island in front of me. So I know the spots are working, so hopefully we can get a few more fish throughout the day. Well, there we go, 24 pounds 8 ounces, and another cracking mirror carp, real angry, deep belly one, and that came just after that little thunderstorm we had. So we'll slip her back, get a few pictures, and see if we can get enough one. There we go, what about that for a lovely mirror carp? 22 pound 12 ounces, short and fat, real stocky belly on it, and an angry set of shoulders as well. Another lovely mirror carp to add to the collection of stunners that we've caught already so far at the sanctuary here. And what an absolute gorgeous fish, absolutely perfect. 26 pound 10, get in. What an incredible trip it's been so far. Lost count of already of how many fish we've had, and I couldn't have dreamt of a better start to the session. We're just about to have some dinner and settle down for the night. All 3 rods are back out on the dance floor, so fingers crossed we'll be awoken in the night with another scaly mirror carp. Well, there we go, first fish in the darkness, and 23 pound 5 ounces to boot. What an absolute incredible mirror carp, and what a special place this really is. Right, let's slip her back and see if we can get another one. But there we go, another hard fighting mirror. £20 5 ounces this time. Taking on the middle rod once again. That spot is absolutely rocking. Right, let's slip her back, get the rod back out. Get in. Oh, well there we go. I think it's fair to say I've smashed my PB again. £33 and 1 ounces. What an absolute beast of a mirror carp that is. Absolutely over the moon. What an early morning wake up call, but well worth it when you're picking up a fish of that size. Incredible. What a place the sanctuary is. And there we go, the other side of the fish. What an incredible fish that is.
After Alex landed this mid-20 mirror, I was quickly back into the action, and as luck would have it, I was into yet another PB and something truly special.
What is it, Jack?
It's a nice common. That's what it looks like. Oh, it's massive. Oh my. I've already just made that is 40. That's got to be £40. Nice one, Gary. That is nice. Huge. Well, there we go. What an absolute beast. And another new PB. £36 3 ounces. What an absolute unit of a common carp. Cannot believe that I've actually managed to catch an upper 30. Absolutely incredible. And a common carp at that. What a stunning fish. Let's show you the other side. There we go, just a few little marks on this side, but £36 3 ounces. What a fish.
And the action didn't stop there, with Alex hooking into another hard fighting mirror shortly after. But what a day we were having. I'd just smashed my PB twice in the matter of an hour, and Alex was joining in on the fun with 2 chunky mirror carp. The fish were definitely on the feed that morning, but after a few hours passed without a bite, Alex and I decided to mix up some more spod mix and top up the spots.
Right, so let's show you the spod mix that we've been using for this week. So what we've been doing is we've brought ourselves out 30 kilos of CB4 core baits boilie, and adding in about 2 to 3 kilos of that. This is a 5 kilo bag, so whacking in about 2 kilos there. And then what we've been doing is you can buy ready prepared maize from Adam and Jane, who are the owners of the Sanctuary Fishery, and also the house pellet, which is what he feeds the fish on in the close season and just in general. So what we've been doing is adding probably 2 or 3 scoops of maize, like so, just to keep the fish in the swim and root them around the swim longer. A lot smaller food items keeps the fish in your swim for a lot longer. So what I'll probably do is go 4 there. And then what we've been doing is about 3 or 4 scoops of pellet as well. Really making a real high attractive spod mix. And then just to top it off, what I've been doing is adding the CB4 liquid, probably a good half a bottle in each per spod mix, and then a coating of some ground bait, just to give some smaller food items in there, and also creates a bit of a coating for the bait. And then just giving that a good old mix up. And what we've been doing is casting out about 6 or 7 spoms on each rod, and then just before we go to bed we top it up with enough of 4 or 5. During the morning we'll probably go out and do about 12 spoms on each rod just to get the bait going, and then throughout the day, once we've had a fish, we'll probably put enough of 4 or 5 on the spots, and then like I said, just before bed, enough of 4 or 5 spoms as well. And that's the mix that has been doing the business so far.
After the flurry of fish earlier on in the day, the rest of the afternoon passed pretty uneventful. We cooked up some dinner and then once again topped up the spots with more bait, and then settled down for the night.
Well, there we go, another big common, £26 3 ounce this one, and that was taken on the middle rod. I was absolutely knackered, and I ended up coming out the bivvy and striking the wrong rod. It was only before I realised I wasn't attached to a fish that I managed to pick up the upper rod, but what a cracking fish. Another big common, get in.
In the net, son.
Well, there we go, enough of PB, £29 14 ounces of solid fighting grass carp, and it's given me an absolute pasting on the bank. I think we'll get a few pictures, and and then let this one get back. Wicked.
A few hours after the £29 grass carp, I actually broke my PB again with a £31 4oz grassy. Unfortunately the camera did not record and I didn't manage to get any footage, but I did manage to get a few photos. Later that morning, Alex and I decided to take the boat out and put out a fair amount of bait over the spots, and then rest the swim until the evening. This gave us time to retie rigs, pop to the shop, and we even had a barbecue at the lodge with the other guys fishing the lake. Out of coincidence, we happened to be fishing with Stu Harris, aka the Sweet Corn Kid, and was also having an amazing week's fishing, and even managed this beautiful linear at just under £30.
Right guys, fishing here at the sanctuary with my man Jack. He was just round here having a bit of a chinwag and this one went away. £25 9oz. We're having it off this week, having a fantastic time. And Jack's been brilliant company, well done Jack.
Cheers mate, thank you. Lovely fish.
Vive la France.
So we've just got back to our swim after popping down for a barbecue with the rest of the guys on the lake. Me and Alex have both rested the swim today, took the rods out about 10 o'clock this morning and just put out a load of bait with the boat, and then just topping up with the spawn just before we put the rods back out. And now the rods are out for the evening, so fingers crossed we'll be waking up through the night with enough of French carp. Well, there we go, £22.11. What a lovely mirror carp. Real nice set of shoulders on it. Thought it could go bigger, but it's got quite a flat belly to it, so that's obviously why it's not got the weight on. But what a lovely fish, and just before first light as well. So I think it's time for the first brew of the day. Let's slip her back. Well, there we go. The fish continue to come. £24 7oz. One absolute cracking mirror carp. Real chunky, hard fighting fish. Gave me a good scrap right under the rod tip, and that was my reward. Right, let's slip her back.
On Thursday morning we had an amazing spell of fishing. We even had a double take, and it was Alex's turn to get a bit wet. The action continued to come that day with Alex landing yet another chunky mirror carp.
Bye fishy.
We had made the decision that we were going to leave the rods out of the water on the final night to get a good night's sleep before heading back to England on the Saturday morning. This meant Thursday night was our last night of fishing, so we decided to put enough a good amount of bait in to maximise our chances. Would you believe it, but just before dark Alex hooked into his biggest fish of the trip and a new PB at £27 14oz. The final night was a pretty quiet one, but in the morning it didn't take long before Alex's rod was away. During the course of the trip, we were using the blowback rig with silicone tubing trapping the hair in place with a size 4 wide-gape hook. The bait doing the business was Core Bait's CB4 Boilie, and we were fishing a snowman with a Superfruits pastel pop-up as a topper, and that certainly did the business throughout this trip. The last day turned out to be a quiet one on the fish front, however I did manage to land one last mirror for the camera before packing up that evening.
There we go, what a way to end an amazing week's trip to the sanctuary. I want to thank Adam and James for everything they've done, from the logistics of the trip to planning, and also when we're here, the hospitality has been absolutely amazing. And what a way to end the trip with a 19 pound 2 ounce mirror and a really lovely scaly one at that. Beautiful, pretty much identical on the other side as well. Right, let's get a few photos. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next time, I'll catch you later.